focus on the lesson. Live in the hills, but it still get a spread. Started with a live, but it still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then it feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but the sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited for this one. We're here in the Groupon Lamborghini. I feel like it's appropriate for this video that we're gonna do. You know, small good decisions, baby. But this one isn't gonna be about small good decisions. It kind of is, but I figured, you know, we got most of everything for this week wrapped up. I do have the after hours news. We got a couple of things that we need to talk about, but the one big thing I want to highlight here is the top plays for the week. So I thought it'd be cool to get you guys involved, highlight with what some of the chads are doing, you know, people who are actually watching the stream, involved in the watch list, you know, they share with me, and it's just like, it's good to see the levels of different trades. And I asked for you guys to send me some of your high conviction trades, as well as some of the ones we have. So I got a couple I'm gonna go over. We're gonna highlight one Chad who was able to get a house from some of the gains. We had another $100,000 in a day, and you got another Tesla one. Someone sent me another one that is expiring next week. So if you have any of these, I feel like on Thursday we'll be able to do them. So send me some of your clips there. But I do recommend that you guys be responsible and be smart with all of your plays. Now, to quickly recap what you saw today, you know, the market did do a lot of stuff. It did have a weird little drop. You could kind of see it. I'll put it on screen there for you. And this started after we got a report of what Biden was going to announce after hours with the vaccine. He went through and announced it. They did do a couple of things like requiring all federal workers to get the vaccine. They're increasing fines, even increasing the fines on employers. So they did a bunch of different stuff. But the main thing, you know, why did the market react? I could boil it down to a simple statement. But this Biden mandate today pretty much put the nail into the coffin that the idea of Delta is alive and well, and now it is even more affecting consumer behavior. But when you do some of these actions now, it is starting to affect business decisions and now what businesses are going to do. So there's a lot of things that it's related to. It could have a lot of different effects, but you saw the market react and just continue what we've seen all week here with responding to a potential slowdown in economic growth and the economic recovery. So that was pretty much it. We're going to talk about everything that was included on stream tomorrow, or everything that was included in the mandate. And then you also got Wells Fargo. There was an update on that, and we learned that the OCC fined them $250 million. I'm giggling a little bit just because the stock went up afterwards. Investors didn't see that as that bad, even though the OCC said that they could get fined for future missteps, and they did put some restrictions on their lending business. And then the only other final piece of news that was updated that was somewhat important was Fed Rosengren and Dallas Kaplan. We just heard yesterday, we got the reports that they went and they bought a bunch of stocks in the last year, but now they announced that they will be selling the stocks and either holding on to the cash or putting it into an ETF and not touching it over ethical concerns. So that's pretty much it for the news. Again, we're going to see how tomorrow plays out. If we get a 5th day in a row, we've already had 4 down days from Friday, so let's see what's about to happen next. But let's get into the plays. So this is the first play by Michael. You saw him in the chat. He got to throw in a lot of donations. We appreciate you, and he did want me to let you know this wasn't his first rodeo, but this was the first play that he made, and what it was a Tesla September 10th 750 call, and he bought it on Friday, and he put about $20,000 and he made about $133,000, but he pretty much bought it on Friday, woke up, they were in the money. He said he sold. I don't know how much he walked away with, so let us know, Michael, what you did. If you did get a house, I hope you did. Please get a house, man. But this was the first big trade that we saw, and then a lot of you guys got motivated and you sent it to me. So this is the power of weeklies, and it's just funny because we were talking about this on stream last week, and we were saying, hey, if you wanted to make $100,000 very quickly, you know, what would you do? I kind of dismissed the question at first, but then we did really talk about how the power of options, if you do use a big amount, and that's something you'll see here. I'll show you another play from one of the other chads, but the big thing here is a big initial investment. That is what pretty much produces these results off of a somewhat smaller than move. I mean, the stock moved like 4%. So that was his Tesla play. But now let's look at his AMC play. This was during June, and you can see he sent it to me, but he put about 30,000 into this one, but he made $100,000 playing it. So again, same point, shorter duration. If you put a big amount and you get the move, it could end up being good, but you have to be willing to take that risk. So don't try this at home. And again, you got to know what you're willing to lose there. So that was the first Tesla play, but now we got Zeki. He sent me this one earlier today. He put down $12,000 on a next week, expiring September 17th on Tesla, and he is at the 410 call. He's already up 20K, so this is kind of a balance, a little bit less. Zeki, give us an update. I want to see what happens, but he said he has some conviction on this, so that one was a very interesting one. This one is probably my favorite just because it involves real estate and houses. Not Zeki's, but Zeki's house is a good one. I'll show you this one. But Theta Profits, baby. You can see here, he is up 200,000 and he still has 200,000 there in the account. And one thing he did with it, he was able to withdraw his money and purchase a house. That's what he told me. He said the story started with the first TLT. That was our 500,000 into 50,000. Some of you guys hit it bigger than I did. And if you were able to keep it, if you were wise with it, even better. But that's what he ended up doing there. So this one was a very interesting one. I really like it. Shout out there to Theta. And I think this just highlights the overall strategy that I've talked about many, many times. If you go and you make a big trade on some of these, you know, either go and buy some equity with it or even turn it into a house, you could keep playing. You know, you saw what Michael did. Seems like he's had some experience with this, and maybe you could give us some feedback. You know, we've traded like this before. You can see the ups and downs. There is going to be losses, and that's why if you want to stick around for a long time, do something with the profits. Turn it into equities or dividends, or go and buy a house. I think Michael said he turned it into Nvidia shares. They got a dividend, so we'll see how that one plays out. But I really like this State of Profits one. What is the next one that we got? I got my computer here. I'm looking at them so I can put it up and match it up for y'all. Okay, this one's kind of sad. It's a little bit unfortunate here. Shout out to Six Man for just keeping it honest and showing it. Like I'm saying, I want stuff that is recent here, so please send me any of yours. You know, we'll be able to highlight it here, but you can see what's happening here. This is, and he said, this is what happens trying to get your money back. So again, I'm sure you guys could see some of these plays. It looks like a lot of fun. You see the possibility, but at the end of the day, when you start playing with bigger amounts, especially if you go and lose one, then you kind of get in a hole and have to chase it back. This is real money. This isn't a game, and I think you're getting to see the highlights. I'm very appreciative that someone showed the negative to it. I mean, you've seen me take some losses as well. Mine would be scattered over a couple of plays, but options has the ability to either, you know, make you a lie, or you could go down pretty quickly. So at least he still got some buying power. Hopefully you got the long term, and that's one thing I'll tell you too, regardless of the trend and where you're at, you know, if you stay alive and watch that buying power, that cash balance, there will be an opportunity. It's really about timing. That's why you got to stay alive. Be the cockroach, baby. But now taking it back to some less crazier plays, but still some high conviction. This is what I got here from Vera. They're trading overseas, so this platform looks a little different, and pretty much they are not doing any options. They just did a swing trade, 2 different stocks, Hims and Airbnb. This is the only things they're holding, and they're saying, hey, they're loving the conviction on it. They want to play it and ride it through. So I think this one's going to be interesting because now we get to balance, okay, what happens if you put, you know, 10, 20K in equity? How do you flip that? What does that look like versus playing it in the options? And, you know, they'll probably have more time on this one, or if anything goes wrong, they can ride it through compared to, you know, a weekly next week option. So let's see what's about to happen. But coming back to the options here, this one's a small one, but I like it because you never know where it's going to be, because this one is a leap and it has a year of time on it. And I've seen some crazy ones, even with Tesla and some of those leaps, but this one has a year of time. It's on Ford. He's saying he sees it as a growth stock. They got a lot of opportunity. You've been seeing what they've been doing with the EV and all of that. So I'm kind of liking this one as well. We'll see what happens with it. But Dean is going for the September 22nd, 22 calls on Ford. I think it could be decent. I just like that 31-cent price. That one's nice. So there's that. And then the final one, I actually really like this one. I think it's going to be interesting. It's a decent sized trade, but Mac Roberts, he sent me Vici. So this is a REIT, and he's saying that it is the landholder of Caesars, or they split from Caesars. Pretty much they own the land on casinos. They own the land that the casinos are on and rent to some of the casinos there. But then he's saying that there is some deal. I got something in my eye. This thing's weird. But he said there's some deal that they got regarding MGM. So you can see he has a pretty big position on it. Has a decent amount of time. It is a REIT. I wonder what the dividend is. But this one I am definitely going to look into. So those are all of the plays so far. Again, this is my first time highlighting this. So please send me some more. Let me know what you think about this. But I do want to dive deeper, and I really want to see what you guys are looking at. And at the very least, I think it makes it a little bit more fun and exciting. And you get to see the difference of the chads. You know, there's a lot of people that we got in the chat room every single day. They're all doing their own thing. Oh yeah, make sure you like the video. We'll see you in the morning too. But, you know, it's good to see, you know, the different strategies. Yes, I do think you should get a long-term. I pray that you all get a long-term and that you really stay in the game for a while. But you can see, you know, we trade options. You know, we've been doing that for a while, and we go, and there's just so many different people with different strategies. And the one thing I love in options, it just shows you what is possible. So I would love to highlight it. At the very least, I get to show what other people are doing, especially chads. My strategy may be a little bit different, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll get motivated or not. We'll see. I'll leave it up to the chat. I don't want to risk the long term, man. I don't want to risk the long term. But I hope you guys have fun with this. I hope we talk about it tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day on that Friday. We got a lot to recap, and I just hope you're blessed, baby. So God bless you, and let's go, baby. Man, honestly, man, I'm just like, I'm sweating. I'm like literally in this car right now, and I didn't think it'd get that hot. You know what I'm saying? But like, I wish I could show you the sweat. But yeah, you know, let me know. Let me know, chat. I love you, man. That's how I can end the video like this. I hope you blessed. If you made it this far, you know, you're a blessing. Chad loves you. I love you. And just you know, keep that positive attitude, but get the long term. Stop playing with me, okay? Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and before I forget, here are the plays that I made today. I grabbed 2 of the Lulu October 15th $500 calls, got them at 126 a pop. I'm looking for that Lulu continuation. They had good earnings. We're going to watch that into tomorrow, and this one was a little bit more of a higher conviction play. I made sure I got time, and I did both longer term and a little bit more shorter term, and even then, these are only a couple months, but I got Viacom $60 calls, 10 of them at 44 cents, and then I got 5 of the November 55s at 32. I just like Viacom in general, and I want to make sure there's time, because if they do pop off, and given the news we got last week with some of their updates on their reports or their streaming numbers, I think that could be very good. And then I double dipped on the JD puts. If you remember, I had these other plays, they down 22%, or I think they ended up coming out, yeah, down 22% on those. But then I noticed the ones closer to the money were pretty much down 50% from the same time I bought these. So I said, hey, I'll ride this one through. Again, more China escalation today, so that was the reason why. So I'm going to be watching all 3 of these, and then any of the vaccine stacks coming into tomorrow. So peace out.